thank you so much for joining us for our filming today. I wondered if you could introduce yourselves for us.
Sure. My name is Kimberly Cox.
My name is Nikisha Rice.
Robin Ravenel.
Herman Pinkard.
Natalie Bell.
The Beloved Community Fellowship is something that we've created specifically for African descendant students. And what we're finding is that there's a gap in the financial aid. And so what we're seeking today is to address that gap. I want to ask a few questions. So if you don't mind sharing a little bit about what some of the obstacles, either financial or otherwise, that you might have experienced in the program?
I definitely had some challenges. My cohort had some challenges. I'm grateful for some of the faculty that were here, some of the people in administration that were able to help us through some difficult times that we had.
It was hard raising two boys on my own, so I had to take a break at some point, and I had over 90 or so units, and it was bothering me that I need to get back in there and complete my goal, at least for myself. So when my youngest son graduated high school, I said, well, this is the opportunity and this is the time.
But there's still that financial struggle. I live in San Francisco. This is the most expensive city in the world, in the United States to live in. And I work full time. So having those things be struggles for me, it is a challenge. And meeting the deadlines of paying my student loans is continuing to be an issue.
I really relied heavily on this, financial aid and federal student loan support. And it was really hard to kind of make choices on to be able to continue my education. Can I afford to pay for this semester? Can I afford to pay rent?
I'm a mother of twins who were in high school when I was in the program, and my son also had some legal problems, so it was a really, really hard time.
I wanted to ask about your work in the program. I know for my class, the multicultural counseling class, you did a phenomenal project.
I wrote a short story and had it published. It's called Marie, and Marie is my mother's name. My mother made her transition about 14 years ago now. But many years ago, I heard about this woman, Marie Thompson. She had killed her sharecropper, and they took her to a tree and they strung her up to hang her. And she looked around and she saw a knife in the belt of one of the white men that were trying to kill her, and she grabbed the knife. She cut herself down. And so her name was Marie, my mother's name was Marie. I wanted to honor us as sisters, as Black women. And so I wrote this short story about her.
I decided to do a genealogy test on Ancestry.com. To express that, I decided to take pictures of the flowers that represented each of the countries that were within my DNA. Well, the results were shocking in that there were a lot of different countries that I'd never realized would be a part of me. And it all made sense when you really think about decolonization and how things came about.
My senior project was a media project, and first of all, we spoke about trauma, how it affects the community, how it affects our African American males. I interviewed some teens from the Richmond, California area, where they talk about the police harassment that they go through.
Having read a lot of different graphic memoirs throughout the year, it told my story in a way of making the place that I grew up feel accessible for a girl like me growing up in South Central. It was completely about being from my neighborhood and seeing my story being told and the story of my neighborhood being told without any kind of like helicopter view.
Well, I did my project on solitary confinement. I wanted to shed light on what's going on because I wasn't aware that people can be in solitary confinement for 20 years. Like, I just couldn't believe that. And it was a life-size shoe sale. Both of my kids are doing well. They're going to college and they're both working.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think helped turn the corner for him?
Well, I think that part of what helped was my involvement in the program, and again the support and being able to be present for him and talk about the bigger picture.
I started with my research, and I asked the children, do they know what this is? Why they experience the things that they experience, especially the trauma in the community, and especially the things that are going on right now. So it's helping me, and it's gonna hopefully help the community.
And they took her to a tree, and they strung her up to hang her. She cut herself down. She literally cut down the rope that was choking the life out of her. That is the power that we have.
I just can't say enough good things about this program. It's changed my life in a very good way. I'm able to relate to people on a different level. I'm more successful at my job because I'm able to step back and not get so caught up in my head.
It's my way of giving back, but it's also my way of telling my truth.
And so with all the challenges that we faced, ultimately, I was able to bring something out of me that needed to be born, that needed to be brought forth. Cut down the rope of whatever was choking the life out of me.
Yeah. I think the time is now.
Cut the rope.